I'm one of many research assistants working with Dr. Hamilton, that we were currently tasked with developing a synthesis of all of the SAVI projects and how they defined engagement across these projects. And so this was actually started in December of 2013, which was actually a year after the launch of all the SAVIs. And we used data from a virtual deep dive that was one of the culminating meetings of the SAVI. They were asked to discuss engagement at a very deep level. And so from that initial data, which was kind of sparse, we identified
patchy and spread out.
yeah, we identified some basic themes, some basic understandings that we wanted to have across each of the projects. One of which was their theoretical definitions, the way the projects measured engagement, and then also how it seemed that the projects viewed engagement in relationship to learning, which was kind of like the base level of what we wanted to achieve in that first synthesis. And what we found was that all the SAVIs had very diverse and varied ways of defining, perceiving engagement as well as measuring it, that were equally valuable within each of the contexts in which engagement was being measured. And
I'd say they were valuable in the context. I don't know if they were equally valuable because some of them were much more developed than others for their own context.
Okay.
But each had a theory and a metric within their own context.
Yeah. That didn't seem to discount one another.
Right. They weren't contradictory or none of them falsified the others or anything like that.
And so, and directly after that, the SAVI disbanded in the fall of 2014. And then more recently, we were dissipated. And more recently, we were tasked with, and has since, a lot of data has been released about all of these different projects. And so since then, we've been asked to incorporate the new data within our synthesis. And so we took it a little bit further, and there was a lot more rich data that has come out about all the different projects since then. And using a meta-synthesis process that Moses worked with us on, he's our methodology master, we use such things as word frequency analysis, open coding, and matrices in order to compare and contrast each of the theoretical, operational, and other engagement ideas across the projects. And many of us went through, and we're all kind of sitting around here, went through and did this type of analysis. And this time what we wanted to do was uncover some hidden connections or reveal subtle ties between the projects with the aim to develop a science of learner engagement by understanding kind of the prior conceptualization of it, and then presenting some potential way forward, a different way to conceptualize or understand engagement. And so our hunches, we haven't come to any real conclusions yet, but our hunches kind of reflect what Dr. Hamilton was saying about all the gradients of engagement, the different levels, and how it's not really it's more of a multiple dimensional view of engagement, where it's robust enough to encompass every definition, theoretical and operational, that we saw within all the projects. So right now, what we're doing is kind of compiling all of our summaries and putting them together so that we can get the actual researchers who conducted these projects to review them and verify that what we kind of inferred or concluded about their projects and how they operated on them were indeed correct. And then from there to finalize our interpretations.
Okay, well, maybe I continue from that. I think I'm Jarmo Vitelias, I mentioned already, from the University of Tampere, and I'm the PI from the Finnish side of this fund project.